Welcome back to the TD Mobile 1.2 video series. Today I'm going to show you how you can interactively define data classes without typing anything yourself, just choosing values, column names, table names from the database. How you can leverage global operations to create high reusability mobile applications. I will show you how to use the new busy symbol management, how you can create ordered lists, and how the debugger window for local variables can be used to quickly look at the contents of local variables. Let me show you the new data class wizard that we have built into TD Mobile 1.2. In classes, I can now define a data class from a connection. If I do this, I'm presented with the data class definition dialog. Give the data class a name, class company, for example. Then I need to choose from a list of connections. That is a predefined database connection to a SQL-based database. That could be a SQL Server, Oracle database, or Mongo NoSQL database now. Now, after selecting the connection, I can choose the table right from the database catalog here. So these are the tables in that database, and I can choose the company table to do what I want to. Now, choosing the table, TD Mobile selects the columns that are available in that table. Now I can switch on and off columns that I want to use in my little application here that is being auto-generated. So address, city, company ID, company name, corporate URL, we don't need that. Fax, we don't need that. Line, phone, don't need that. State, terms. Let's keep zip and tell the system that company ID is the ID column, so it knows how to update data and delete data. And let's go on. Now it has created that class for me, which is here, and now I can use the data page wizard to make use of that class. I select the class company that I created before. Now I can create a detail page, a list page and detail page, and a list page and detail page and edit page. That's what I'm going to do now. So basically, TD Mobile creates a little app for that table that I have chosen from the database. Choose a database connection here, and then I can switch on and off these things that I want to see on the several pages here. For the list view, which is the overview page, I really don't want to see the address. I don't want to see the company ID, don't want to see the city, just the company name and country maybe. Those two are enough, and display that in 2 rows. For the details page, we can leave all fields in there because there's enough space to edit these fields in there. So pressing OK here generates my little app. You see that I have a class company detail page here, a class company edit page, which allows me to edit the values, and a class company list view field page that shows the list of companies. Now I need to tell the app that my main screen of the app is the company list, and now I can go ahead and try this. See, I have not coded anything, just set a few properties, and now that wizard has generated me a little app that does actually work and present the data that I wanted it to present. So I'm getting the list of customers, including the country information in the list view. If I tap on a company, I get the other details of this company, and in edit mode I can edit the details of that company. The next thing I'm going to show you are global operations. Global operations are a new way to create reusable code. So you can use one operation that is being called from multiple pages of your application. This little app that I have prepared here has 2 pages, and each of the page is using one global operation to fill itself with data. So that is, you see there's a new node in the application tree for global operations, and there's a operation defined here, operation customers. And this operation returns an array of the class company, which is a binding of the name company list. So this company list will be filled into the company page here, and it will be used in this drop-down control. And you see here that the list source bind is company list, and the display member is company list.as company name. That's actually the field from that UDV array that is going to be displayed here in that drop-down combo box. Now on the company list page, we have a list view control, and there is a list source bind of company list again. So you see the same name of the binding is being used. And if you look into the code, then you see the client, and you see on create invoke OP customers, which is the global operation. And the same is happening in the code of the other page. It's calling the same operation, invoke OP customers. Let me show you how that looks, how I can make use of reusable operations. So this first window, this first application screen here should display a list of companies from the database. This is coming from that global operation, so that works. And the show list shows a list of companies from the database, uses the same operation as on the previous page. Another nice new thing is that you can now use your own wait icon that is being displayed when something is going on, when data is being processed at the back end and you want the user to wait for something. So to do that, you need to go into settings, and there you can specify a wait icon. So you can use, for example, animated GIFs like this file here, horizontal.gif. And now if you want to switch that on, you basically have a button here, or you can do that on any other event, and you have a new client-side language item wait icon, and you show it or you hide it, and there's some text here like a space plus the text says loading. And when you hide the wait icon, you just say wait icon hide. Let's run this just to see how nice that looks. So if I switch on the wait icon, I'm seeing that custom animated GIF file executing here that I did define. So programmatic control over the wait icon. Here is another handy goodie of TD Mobile 1.2. You can now use list views that are ordered. And to do that, you just have to switch on ordered list. And let me show you how that looks when you run that app. You get a company list and the list is ordered. Another very nice new feature is the new locals debug window. This application here, I have set a breakpoint in the code of the login operation here. And let's switch to the application window here. When I press login here, I will run into the breakpoint and I will show you how to use the locals window. So there's a new menu item here for locals, and that opens here, and you see all the variables currently in scope, and you can observe all the values that are being set at this point in code execute. I hope you enjoyed watching the new features here of TD Mobile 1.2. If you want to look at those yourself using your mobile device, go to tdmobile.guptatechnologies.com. You can also see more information about TD Mobile on our website. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon again.